Hey everybody, welcome back. So today we are at the Palladio and we're going to be redoing two containers in front of Vampire Penguin. So over here we had some, I believe these are like perennials in our zone 9. So we had two of them. Let me show you, this is what it looked like right here. And we had a bunch of cute little annuals underneath. But the other one has since died. And so I have taken that one out and I'm gonna go ahead and pop this one out and we're gonna save this one. I'm gonna trim it up, make it look really cute, and we're gonna save it. And what I have planned for these two containers are gonna be so stinking cute. So let me show you what I have planned for these two containers. Okay, let me show you what we have going for these containers. So in the container, I bought these little white trees. They're so stinking cute. They're a lavender and they're like a grayish, kind of grayish white color. So cute, look at that. Isn't that so adorable? So I thought what would be really nice with it is if we were to incorporate this kale with there, like that. And then I bought these pansies. Look at these pansies, so cute. So these pansies have a bit of a pink outline on the outside, and it has a really burgundy deep center with the yellow. And I thought, oh, that would look so adorable, just kind of popping out like that. Now I know normally for the holidays you would put red in the containers, but I thought I'd do something a little different and intermix the containers. Put some containers have a little bit of red pansies and some of the containers have a different unique color, because I have these kind of red pansies that I thought would look really cute too in some of the containers. Like, look at that. That would look cute. But then again, I also have these little penny violas. Aren't those so adorable? Look at that. Oh. All right, so that is what we have planned for these two containers in front of Vampire Penguin. Oh, and I also have some vinca for the spiller. And I think that's just gonna be so sweet. So let me just get an idea of what I'm gonna be planting, like how I'm gonna arrange these plants, and I'll show you what my goals are. And these are all plants great for the holiday, like for the cold season, so they can handle a little bit of frost. In our zone 9, we don't really get a really harsh winter. I mean, we get some lows. It gets pretty cold at night, but not so bad. Also, let me show you the potting soil that I'm gonna be using to place into these containers. So I'm gonna be using this green all potting soil. It's a organic potting soil that I purchased from our local nursery, and this is what I usually use in our containers. Not only do I use this in our containers here at the shopping centers where I redo all these containers, but I also use this potting soil for our home containers as well, because it's really, for some reason, it's all the plants that I have planted in this soil have done excellent. So I like to put this in there, and then throughout the season I usually water the containers and do a liquid fertilizer once a week on Fridays. So usually just once a week. Sometimes we miss Fridays and sometimes we do it on Mondays, so at least once a week we fertilize all these containers. But let's get started on redoing these containers for the holiday season, and I cannot wait to show you what they turn out like and show you how they look. All right, so let's get started. Now, for some reason, just like the other two containers on the other side that I did yesterday, these two containers stay really moist. I'm not too sure why. I found that there's some businesses around here that are helping me water these containers, and they're getting a little bit overwatered. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add more soil into this container, kind of mix it up with the already damp soil, and go from there. So yeah, so that's what we have planned. So let's just get started. Let me show you how I do this. We're gonna pop some music in here, and then we're just gonna get planting. that we have that tree out of the container. And then we had a spider's nest in here, so I had the guy, the one that was cleaning the windows, take care of it for me. But now I'm gonna top this off with some soil, and then we're gonna repeat what we did in the other container over here. And that container turned out so stinking cute. So I'm just gonna go through and show you how I did it, and step by step on how I came out with that idea. Really, I don't really have any ideas when I come across the containers. As soon as I start planting the things and all the plants in there, then the idea starts to come to mind, and I start to place them in areas where I think it's gonna look super cute. So I did bring some pine cones from home, and I placed them in the container, and I think it's gonna look so cute. I mean, it does. It looks so festive. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show you how I do this container step by step, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so first what we're gonna do is we're gonna top it off with some potting soil, and we're gonna just make it so that way it's a couple inches from the top of this container. And with this container, what we ended up doing is these containers at the shopping center, they don't have any drainage. So we've plugged up the drains, we added a barrier cloth in the inside so the water doesn't drain onto on the concrete out here, because it's I believe it's unfinished concrete, or I think that's what they call it, unfinished. But regardless of that, these containers don't have a drain hole. So what we do is at the bottom of the container, because they're so tall, we fill the bottom of it with some gravel or some rock, and then we put a bit of what is it called, landscape fabric, to separate the rocks from the soil. Then we fill it up with the rest of it with potting soil. And then throughout the week, like I mentioned, once a week we fertilize all these containers, so that way they get a good amount of food during their growing spurts. Now during the fall season and winter seasons, the plants do not grow as much. They do grow a little slower, so that's why I could really pack in the plants in here, but it's still gonna look so lovely and so beautiful. So first what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our green all potting soil, we're gonna top off this container, and then we're gonna put in our centerpiece. All right. And the nice thing about this soil is that it just, for some reason, all of the plants that I've grown compared to Miracle-Gro or any other, like, there's so many different brands out there. This brand has been by far the most consistent as far as the way the soil looks, and it's always produced really well for us in these containers. All right, so probably gonna need a little bit more, because once the soil settles. All right, so a little bit more. And I believe I have 3 more containers to do. So one's right in front of H&M clothing store. And this vampire penguin, I believe it's a shaved ice place, I believe. Okay, there we go. I think that should be enough. All right, just like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add our centerpiece right in the center. So we just make a little hole. Take our little lavender, I think this is lavender? Yeah, lavender Christmas tree, so cute. And then I noticed that when I took off the other one, it had such a tight root ball. So what I did was I kind of roughed it up a little bit. Like, look at that root ball. That's crazy. It's like this, it's been sitting in there for a while. So what I do is I kind of just rough it up a little bit. Oopsie daisy. Just to give it a fighting chance so the roots are not so tight, wound up in there, just like that. Then you pop it right there in the center. Make sure it's centered. And then you want to go ahead and push down nice and tight and get that soil right around the root ball. Just like that. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in our kale. Let me grab it. All right, here's our kale. So we're just gonna add in the kale, one on each side, and then we're gonna add the spiller right in the front. And what I did was I ended up adding 2 vinca spillers because the one was just not enough. So we're gonna add 2 of those. So first let's add in the kale. And with these kales, what you have to be careful is aphids. If the weather gets too warm, the aphids love the kale. So you have to be vigilant and make sure that they don't eat your kale. And then after we get done doing all these containers, you have to make sure that you water them in very well so they can have a fighting chance. There we go. We're gonna add this one. We're gonna put this one on this side. Just like that. And then we're gonna put our vinca right here in the very front. And we're gonna add 2 of these. And these will definitely get bigger and spill out. But like I said, things don't grow that fast in the winter months, in the cold winter months. Okay, now we're gonna get our pansies, and we're gonna put our pansies kind of right next to the tree because they are a little bigger, and then we're gonna put our penny violas right in front of the big yellow pansies, and I think that's gonna be so sweet. And then we're gonna tuck in our pine cones, and then that's gonna be pretty much it. So we're gonna do in the front. I think these are going to look so pretty once they fill in. Alright, just like that. Now I like to usually get the ones that are already flowered because it just looks so much prettier. Okay, let me grab a couple more packets like this. There we go. Alright. The shopping center is pretty busy today for Friday. These ones are all broken. It's alright. Alright. Darn it. Okay, so let's go. Oh, this one's broken too. Let's go with this one.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, she was like, but she's late a lot, so it wasn't like it was like a. Ow! Hey, kitty.
Okay, now we're gonna put these little penny violas.
Body with a body.
And then we're just gonna go ahead and put this in the very front.
Yeah,
Just like that. So cute. And I think the pine cones really give it a really cute, festive look. I do have a bunch of red penny violas, so I'm going to go around, pansies. So I'm going to go around to some of the containers that are looking a little sparse as far as some holiday cheer, and pop in some pine cones and some red pansies in there. Alright. And then you guys, I have to go home and harvest a bunch of tomatoes. I think this weekend that's what I'm going to be doing, is canning a bunch of tomatoes. Can you believe that? I still have tomatoes in the garden. They're just wild. Awesome though, but I think this is it. I think we're in for some cold weather, so. Alright, so I think that's pretty good. I feel like I want to add another, maybe another penny viola right in here. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I have one. Okay, let me grab another one right over here. Oopsie daisy. Okay, grab another one of these little penny violas. So cute. I love the color of these. It's like a wine color. Pop it right in there. And that is it. Now we're just going to go ahead and decorate it with our little pine cones. And these pine cones, you guys, I just kind of, I just went around and picked them up from our different job sites and have been collecting them. Foraging, I guess you call it. You know, I'm gonna put another penny viola right in here also, because I know it's a little bit of a bare spot. I don't really want to see any bare soil because these plants grow a little slower. I really like to pack it in so you don't see a lot of soil. All right, there you go, just like that. Not that, didn't take that long at all. All right. Like I said, I usually don't have an idea of what's gonna happen until I start doing it. So we're just gonna pop in a couple little pine cones like that. Make it look super festive. Look at that. It's amazing what a little pine cone can do. A little pine cone right in there. So cute. All right. Now we're gonna clean off the containers, give them a good watering, and then I'm gonna show you the other container. But let me give you a good view of how these containers turned out. And there you go. Look how cute that turned out. Doesn't that look so sweet? So you don't always have to use red and white to make a cute little festive holiday container. You can use all different types of colors, and but I really love these kales. So these are definitely all winter colors that you can do. Let me show you how the other container looks. Right over here. Look at that. Isn't that just so stinking sweet? So cute. All right, so I mirrored both of those containers right there. So now we're gonna go over to H&M and we're gonna take care of a container over there. And I believe there's two more containers that I'm gonna do in front of another clothing store. So let's just clean up this mess, get these two watered in, and then maybe I'll water them after. Yeah, I'll water everything in after I get done because I have a good parking spot right now. All right, so yeah, let's just go over to H&M. Okay. All right, so here we are over at H&M, and let me just share with you. So this container stays in the shade a majority of the day. It does get a little bit of morning sun, but very little, and then it stays pretty much like this. I think it might get some afternoon shade. I might be wrong, but I mean afternoon sun. But this is what it looks like right now, empty. So what I have is a Christmas tree that I brought from home. And so I'm going to use this one as our centerpiece. So that's going to be our centerpiece. Then I'm going to put a hukra also. I also brought this one from home. And I'm going to kind of manicure it a little bit, take care of some of these dead leaves off. And what we're going to do is we're going to tuck this in right on the side here, which I think is going to look so cute. Then I have a couple kale. These two little kale. And I figure we're going to just kind of tuck it in, maybe, I don't know, maybe put one on each side. I think I'm going to put the tree kind of in the back more, just like that. That's probably what I'm going to do. Kind of like that. And then I have a bunch of Dusty Millers and some Vinca and some penny violas. I have those those rose-colored pennies. These little guys, along with the yellow pansies. So I thought that's just gonna look so sweet, and once we fill that all in, I think that's gonna look so cute. So let's just go ahead and get started, and then I have two more containers, so I'm gonna pop in some music in here. We're gonna pretty much do up the other two containers the same way, just with the white lavender kind of Christmas trees. But I'm gonna pop some music in here. We're going to decorate all these containers for the fall, winter season. And then I'm gonna give you a glimpse as to how all the containers turned out at the very end of this video. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. finished with all the containers. Now let me just give you a run through of how all of them turned out, and I just got them all watered in. So here's the one over here by H&M. Look how sweet that looks with the little Christmas tree. Now I did run out of pine cones, so I'm definitely gonna have to get some more so I could place in the other 2 containers. But look how cute that turned out with the kale and the hukra right here. So beautiful, so cute. Now let me show you how the other 2 turned out. All right, so here are the ones in front of Vampire Penguin, and Vampire Penguin is a dessert and tea parlor. So how cute is that? Isn't that just so stinking cute? I love all the vibrant colors. So I mirrored them exactly the same. Look how cute that is. I am so happy with this little tree. So now let me go show you the last 2 containers that we did. Right. All right, so this is the last location. I just finished watering these in. So let me give you a quick look at how they turned out. Look at that. Isn't that so cute? So we have a white lavender in the center. We have a kale on the side. We have some pansies, some penny violas, a vinca as a spiller. We put a hukra right here. Isn't that so pretty against the white? So beautiful. So that is how they turned out. And I mirrored both of them, so they're both exactly the same. And this is in front of a business, MTT Collectives. I think that's what it's called, yeah. And so this is how the other one turned out. Look at that. So sweet. So that's how everything turned out today. Did a bunch of containers. I did not have enough pine cones, so I did not put any pine cones in these 2 containers, but I will once I get some more. I think I have a few more at home. So that's how all these containers turned out for the holiday. We do have a ton more to do, like in front of the cinema. I think we have 12 containers over there, but we definitely need to get some more trees for that section because I'm going to doll that little area up over by the cinema. So that's pretty much what we have going for today. Bunch of containers, doing some fall planting, getting ready for the holiday season. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully this encourages you to plant some containers for the holiday. If you have some empty containers in front of your home, then here's some ideas. So take care, be safe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.